Hello, everyone. This is Lauren,
Hey y'all, it's Jillian.
and this is.
Coco Conversation.
Hey, y'all. Hey, Jill. How's your week been?
Hey girl, it's been pretty good. I was out of town last weekend. I'm going out of town this weekend, so it's been nice just like being at home. I've been trying to like clean up, get myself together. How about you?
It's been good. Busy, but good. Good work week back. From vacation last week, so just moving and grooving, hanging out, enjoying life. But let's go ahead and get started into this week's Lilac Report. So, what I have been loving ice cream. Girl, we bond over ice cream. Ice cream is my favorite food of all time. It is a food group. And with this heat wave going on in our area, I need that ice cream. I have been eating popsicles at work and the team when we go outside the neighborhoods. Specifically today, we had a pop up in the neighborhood and the ice cream truck came around. You already know I was up there getting me my nice little ice cream sandwich, the M&M one to be specific. Right. I love novelty ice cream. The ice cream shop around the corner of my house has seen us a few times this week because I needed some nice little water ice to cool off. I don't discriminate. I like water ice. I like soft served, hand scooped, sprinkles, sundaes.
I literally just ordered yesterday Uber Eats a quart size of Cold Stone, and it's
Girl.
I ate some for breakfast this morning.
Well, I saw in your story, like, it is breakfast of champions. It is. Ice cream is a food group.
Yes, it is.
And this is ice cream season is summer season. It's actually year long, but right now she's having her big moment, and I have been enjoying every part of it. And when it's hot outside, when the heat index is over 105 degrees, in my mind, the calories don't count when it comes to ice cream. It's really a cooling system.
You need it.
You do.
It's there for you. Literally, like, I've been eating ice cream for breakfast since I was like in middle school, so it was normal for me. I woke up craving ice cream because it's hot.
It is
hot. But yeah, it's funny because you said the ice cream truck. I don't know if I ever told you that. Did I ever tell you that like me, Jalen, and Dad had our own like snow cone machine?
I did not know that. No.
Yes, like we used to ride around the neighborhoods. My dad, like, he got like this big like it was called J&J snow cones for Jillian and Jalen. Like, it was like a real business. Like, my dad had it as a real business. He set up as a real business, and we did it like one summer, and we had this like snow cone machine, and my dad like set up his truck and everything like that, and we used to drive around town with the little music on.
Girl, what?
We used to sell snow cones. Like, it would be like me, Jalen, and Dad. Like, that's like a fun thing we did one summer. And I remember like we used to play this like Disney CD, you know, in Disney Channel.
Yes.
And that was back when Destiny's Child was big. And what was the club is full of ballers and your pockets full of
jumping. Yes.
So I used to always try to play that. Who knows to control the music? Like,
no, the ice cream truck comes around and jumping's playing. That's so iconic. I did not know you had you literally had an ice cream truck.
We literally just did, yeah, and it's funny because like we just kept the snow cone machine like afterwards, and so we always like would use it in the summer.
Love that. That is so fun. I did not know that. Y'all should like bring that back.
I know. I have to tell my dad we should bring it back.
Right, just for kicks and giggles. So what have you been loving this week?
Okay, what I've been loving is my MAC lip liners.
Ooh.
So if you know OG girlies, we love MAC, especially the black girlies. You know, MAC has always been holding the girls down. So yes. I just wanted to share my lip combo, like when I just use lip liner. Obviously, chestnut. The girls love chestnut, like a dark brown.
Yes, I have it on now.
Because I have like a darker complexion, so it gives me a little pop. And then I love, it's like my nudie pink color. If you are like my complexion, like a darker skin girly, try Whirl. It's a really nice pinky nudie color that gives you like a little nude pink glow without the like chalky like pink look that some pinks give you, and it just softens up your lips. It's perfect. Me and my mom literally use the same color for like lipstick too, but I love it. It gives me like a nice like mauve, like brown, neutral kind of look. And so that's what I've been loving.
Love it. MAC lips colors, lipsticks, lip combinations are just so top tier. I literally have on a whole MAC lip combination right now myself. The chestnut, I'm lighter skin, but it gives still a little nice little pop, like a nice little pop, a little punctuation. The cork, love cork if you want to like something a little browner. But Whirl, I love that Whirl lipstick. Like, it's like that little matte-ish. Like those colors, I just love how their colors are so inclusive and it looks good in all of our shades. So it's very rare that you see makeup brands, especially in the early 2000s, that had lip colors and foundation colors that look good in a range of skin tones in the Black girl diaspora, you know?
Literally.
So Mac is that girl. Shout out to Mac. She will always be that girl, been that girl.
She was my first makeup. My mom took me to the Mac counter to get my first, I think it was like middle school, 'cause, you know, we started dancing and stuff like that. You gotta have all your makeup products. My mom was like, we're gonna go to Mac. Because I mean, that's who had our skin
Her stuff.
That's what our stuff. So stay true to Mac. But yeah, I've been
I
loving
love that. I love that. And remember back in the day when Mac had, if you want to get your makeup done, you spend $50 on products. You got your makeup done, or it'd be free just to get your eyes done, and you could do the rest of your foundation. Those were the days. Those were the days. Bring back
it.
those days.
Bring it back. What's been impacting you lately?
So, as we said, or I said earlier, this heat wave has been kicking my behind this week, and I love heat. I love high temperatures. I love high humidity. I like to sweat. Bring it on. Yes, it's hot, but I love all that stuff. It's good for your skin. It's good for your hair. I'm always here for it. However, this heat wave has been very intense. And with the work that I do in my job, we've been doing community pop-ups in our local neighborhoods and our apartment complexes where our kids live to kind of just see them over the summer, have these little block parties, things like that. And we've had one literally every day this week. And in the middle of the day, they're like 12 to 2, 2 to 4, just like 1 to 3. The sun is at its peak. Like, it is hot. I mean, even under the shaded trees, we have the tents, we have the fans going, we have the popsicles. And literally every time I come home after work, I take a shower and I crash out. I'm like, this
It's like knock you out. It's like when you're younger and you like play all day in the sun, play outside all day, then you come in and you're like, I'm so tired.
girl.
So much energy.
Kicking my butt. And like, and if I keep moving, I'm fine. But if I sit down, I'm like, I'm just gonna sit down. I'm just gonna take the load off a little bit. Girl, next thing you know, I'm out, knocked out. So that has really been, the heat has really been kicking my behind. I just, prayerfully, I think it's supposed to end today or tomorrow. I'm not sure. Hopefully we get some storms coming in and cools it off, and it cools it off.
It's supposed to storm tonight and it's gonna cool down. That's literally what's been impacting me this week is the heat. And to make it even worse, my air conditioning, I found out today, there's a piece, like a part, it's called the TXV, isn't working. So this is out there. So definitely get your air checked before it gets hot, and then get it checked again like afterwards when you're about to go into the cooler months when you need the heat. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so I'm going to give you a little breakdown of this TXV because I had to look it up today.
Yes, let me know.
So basically, it's the part, so I had to get refrigerant. If you don't know what refrigerant, I got that a couple months ago. That's what helps cool your system. That's what helps give you cool air. And sometimes they say you have to charge your air conditioning and you charge it with refrigerant.
Okay.
You need to know as a homeowner because they charge it by the pound, and so that's like one of the things you want to keep in your little savings in case you need it, because I guess I had a slow leak for a while, which a micro leak, which can be normal. It's not like that big of a deal. Charge it again, no big deal. That's not what was happening this time. This time it's a TXV, which is a type of valve, and it basically is a meter that tells the system how much refrigerant to push through the coils to filter into your unit, into your home, your condo, or whatever. That meter, that piece that is supposed to determine how much refrigerant is supposed to go and basically cool my system is not working. It's telling the system to push out less refrigerant, which is making the air that's coming out of my system much warmer than it's supposed to be. So that needs to be fixed, but of course, heat dome, everyone has been calling, so they're not going to be able to fix it until next week.
No.
That's okay. Too blessed to be stressed.
Okay. Amen.
But something good that's come out of it is I ended up sleeping on top of my rooftop last night because it was cooler. There was like
How was that?
It was actually really nice. And it was kind of nostalgic because I used to go to summer camp as a Girl Scout. And so it made me feel like I was back at summer camp, like sleeping outside. I had like put on my little bug spray and everything like that and cozied up under the stars. And so I like smelled the bug spray and I was like, I feel like I'm back at camp.
Camp Jill.
I actually had like a really good sleep last night. I had like my fan, like I have an outside fan I use, so I had my little fan going, like I have a whole outdoor couch with cushions, so I just like laid out. I had plenty of room, and this morning as the sun was rising, I saw the sunrise and I could see the stars up, so.
Oh, I'm sure it was stunning.
That was actually like a positive impact. It's like, you know, too blessed to be stressed. Yes, my unit is not working right now. It'll get fixed next week.
Right.
Going out of town tomorrow. All will be well. Nice little night under the stars. I'm gonna try to do that more often, but yeah.
I probably need to do that too. I think definitely before summer, and I need to find some time and sleep on my rooftop and really see the sunrise. That would actually be a really pretty thing to see. Just wake up naturally with the cycle of the moon and the sun. Oh, I'm not sure it was stunning.
So peaceful. And it's like on the rooftop, you're not really getting bothered by anything. It's not like a squirrel's gonna come right up on you. Birds
Right.
don't come up there. Barely any bugs. You know what I
You're
mean?
so high up too. Like,
High up. It's not like anybody's like, gonna get you or whatever. It's like very safe and secure, so you can just fall right asleep. So
I love that. I love that. So, what I have been listening to, I've been switching it up this week. I just finished that audiobook from last week.
Luca.
Luca, girl, just read the book. Just read the book. Luca by Gray Huffington. Read the book. Oh my God. I mean, I love a very assertive, very dominant man. He, to give you preference of it, he just got out of jail because he killed his sister's ex-boyfriend for like putting his hands on her. So he's already about that action. Period. Love that. Anyway, about that action. So love that. Check it out. But in spite of everything, I have been listening to gospel.
Amen.
I've been in really big. Yesterday, I was blasting gospel just on shuffle. I love your playlist on Apple Music. I reference that all the time. It's just so good. I've been listening to gospel. Sometimes you just need some time with the Lord.
No, you do.
The heat was given to me.
Praise him in advance. You need a little.
Okay, yes, praise him in advance. Like, calm your nervous system. Like, the heat was getting to me. People were at work. Were kind of not people at work, but like just patience is thin when it's hot outside. Mm-hmm. So like let me center myself. That way I'm not acting out of character or saying things I don't mean or whatever the case may be. Just being reflective, being spiritual. Gospel has getting me through it. Specifically the early 2000s, late 90s gospel, the loud gospel. Not this new lullaby gospel. That's just not my thing.
I need a back choir.
Okay. Mississippi Mass Choir.
You need
The Brooklyn Tabernacle Choir. I want to hear my help. Yes. Like the good stuff. More than anything, like I want to hear the good stuff with the choir and someone's grandma soprano.
Like you think they're about to stop, but then
they keep going. Yes.
9 hour.
Okay, God's gonna turn it around. Like. And we will praise him for the rest of our days. Lift our hands in the sanctuary. Like, I mean, we were total praise when the song keeps going for 10 minutes. I need to hear I was hearing songs that were 10 minutes long, and it was just really giving me everything I needed. And I was really, volume turned all the way up, yelling in the car. Gospel music, but sometimes
music literally like gets me going. It's like one of the genres that really, if I'm in a funk, or like I really just need to just like let it out, or I just want to be in a good mood, gospel music, it just always like gets me in a really good spirit. It always makes me feel, like you said, centered, feeling grateful, feeling connected to God and my faith. I love a good gospel.
Yes.
I hate to bore you guys, but what I'm listening to is Beyonce still. I cannot get Cowboy Carter Act 2.
Oh my gosh. I don't want to hear no Girl, no, I'm telling you, that's so funny that you say that though, because like now I'm saying like I'm in a rough patch. I'm gonna make it do what it do, I'm gonna make it do what I do, Like literally, I say that all the time now.
I like that. I'm gonna make it do what it do, That's a good one.
Literally, it was like me cooking, trying to finesse. It's like, I'm gonna do what it do, Like literally, it really is like
it just rolls off the tongue. I've really just been like doing my cardio, dancing to Cowboy Carter, and just like I sent it to Lauren. I found a good YouTube video. So I watched the concert yesterday. So I'm just still there. I'm sorry, I'm still there.
We're still there.
But yeah, so any other music advice I'll take so I can add it, but that's been my mood. I think I might switch to gospel. Not switch, but I'll add in gospel because you actually really like inspired me. I feel like I need to get a little praise and worship in.
There's still praise and worship, but Beyonce gives that same feeling though.
She does, because she be putting, she believes in God too, I believe.
Okay. Yeah. And she grew up in the church, so she gets sing. Okay.
We don't have no singers no more because they don't be singing in the church no more.
Girl, that's what I'm saying.
Choirs, they be just having the praise and worship with 4 mics and people sing. No, where the kids at?
Where are the kids? Like introduce themselves and
talent.
We need I'm a love music girl. I love R&B. I just get I want to hear girls sing. I don't want to hear the melodies, this very even tone stuff anymore. That's great for certain vibes, but sometimes I want to hear the girls hit the notes, and they're
Okay?
not hitting the notes as they used to,
Because they're not
unfortunately.
singing in church like they used to, okay?
Okay, yes, bring back church choirs.
Let's bring back mass choirs.
Okay, youth choir, children's choir, adult choir, get in the bag with them robes and
Okay?
just
The
take a,
robes.
with
That's
the robes and the
robes.
tambourine and
They
the
don't wear
drum.
any robes no more.
They don't wear robes, no.
They
We
don't wear
don't
robes
wear
no more.
robes anymore. They don't wear robes anymore. Where are the tambourines? Where is the live? Where's just where's just the piano and the organ? That's it. Like we didn't have no full band.
We
Piano,
did.
organ, the organ, like old.
Drums. You need some.
Okay, a little drum and a little drum.
My cousin plays the drums at church. She's so good. She's
I
like,
love that. I
yeah.
love that.
But yeah, we definitely need that. What's been your adventure lately? Like, what have you been up to?
So recently, my husband and I we went back to the winery.
You guys, and I
We
was
went
like,
back.
but I was like, oh, that's
We
cute.
had to go back. We had to get our shipment for our quarterly shipment of wine for the summer season. And as always, a time was had. This time we got a table indoors, but it was really nice. I always try to dress up because it's like it's a winery and it's
It's a
like
date night. It's like a date
it's
night.
day. It's cute. It's like a little day time activity. Like I try to wear dresses or business casual like type of vibe. And I walked into the table and it was like this table of like black aunties. So I come in, whatever, like I sit down and she like taps me on my shoulder and she's like, "Girl, you look so fabulous." And I'm like, "Oh, girl, you look fabulous." That's such a compliment. It's like a 5-year-old telling you look cute. It's like, I know I look good. Thank you. But it was such a great time. As always, vibes are immaculate. The wine was delicious. The food was
Oh,
amazing.
what kind of wine did y'all get for this quarter? Like, what
This
wine?
quarter we got, so it comes with like 3 wines,
Mm-hmm.
and they usually have a pre-selected
Mm-hmm.
collection that you kind of could like get our stuff. Sometimes you can switch it out for like their old vintage library wines, but this time we kind of kept it the same. And we got a Petite Mansing, which is Armand's favorite. It's a sweet white wine. We got the Red Pump. I think we had that when you came over. It's kind of this like kind of fruitier, light red wine. Think of like rosé, but a little bit kind of deeper, a little more red. And then we got a rosé reserve, which is a rosé, not the sparkling rosé, just a regular rosé. So good. And that were when we went to the estate tasting a couple weeks ago, those were the 3 wine bottles I wanted to buy. So it was perfect that here it is now that we didn't have to I just had to wait, be patient. Patience is a virtue.
I
So
love that.
I literally we've already finished the rosé because I made a late Juneteenth dinner this week. So like rosé has a little hibiscus fruity flavor to it. So that was kind of like the wine pairing with
Okay.
my Juneteenth dinner that was delayed. But it's still Juneteenth until
So
July
it's
4th.
okay.
Okay. Okay. So that was fun. What was your adventure for the week?
So for the week, I've just been like getting appointments and stuff done the last 2 weeks. So I've been to the dentist, which I really needed to do.
Mm.
And my dentist is in my old neighborhood in Philly, and so I like walk around because it's like a really cute area. If you've ever been to Philadelphia Old City, it's like a really cute area to explore. And I found this cute little coffee shop that I worked at for the rest of the afternoon. The next day, I went to the eye doctor.
Ooh.
I was in Center City for that. Decided to hang around, went and got my nails done, got a pedicure too, and then I went to my gym and finished working and did like a good workout. I've been like really in the gym, y'all. I've been really doing my
I
workouts,
love that.
RDLs and everything. I will be snatched. That's basically what I've been trying to do is like Graham's not here. I've just been trying to keep myself busy because I miss him and usually like he's my buddy, so like we usually hang out. It's weird being just like home and trying to like get out the house and just like do random things. That's what I've been up to, like adventure wise, like nothing too crazy, but I think it's okay. Like just a day to day.
It is. I love that you're exploring like different neighborhoods in your city. It's always good to kind of just like go somewhere that you're not used to going to, like on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
That's always nice. And like get your dentist appointments, eye doctor's appointments, physical checkups. I know I need to get mine done soon. It's
Yeah, I
July,
need
my physical.
to
Keep it up. We gotta keep it
get your
up.
appointments, ladies,
Yes.
gentlemen. Take care of
Okay.
yourself. So yeah, I've been trying to prioritize that. So I was like, let me just get things done, and that's what I've been just trying to do. Like on these weeks where I'm like not doing much without Graham and I have the time. So
Right. And you don't have to rush home, to let him out, feed him, you have some more time in your hands.
yeah,
Yep.
I miss you, Graham. I'll see you soon.
I know. Let's take pictures. I can't wait to see the FaceTime.
Yeah.
videos. I miss him too, my nephew. So for my current event today, God, the iconic Anna Wintour, editor-in-chief of Vogue, has stepped down. And she served in the role for like 37 years, almost 40 years. I know she's taking a new role. I know she's not stepping down. She's not stepping away from the company completely. But I am really curious to see who's going to be the new editor-in-chief. That's a big
role.
Big role, big shoes to fill. Like Anna Wintour, like how iconic is she?
She's
It's
been
like
editor-in-chief the whole time we've been alive. Like the
okay,
Bob, but we just know Anna Wintour. Vogue.
okay.
That's what we
And
know.
her bob and her glasses. I mean, we wouldn't have Devil Wears Prada if it wasn't for Anna Wintour.
Hello.
Like amazing. I mean, amazing. She likes the girls, the Met Gala she puts on. Like, I hope she still has some type of like decision making in the Met. I'm sure she will. Like I said, I don't know what that may look like. As a person, I'm not too familiar with like the ins and outs of the fashion and beauty industry like that. But it's just such a huge loss. I mean, I'm excited for her. She's done her time.
It's good.
It's good. She's done her retirement, but
it's like because when some people like she's had it for a long time, and I think this happens in politics too. Not to make
right.
it politics where like people, it's like yes, you've done good and you've been iconic, but you have to step down because you have to give somebody else number one that chance, and it's like you don't want to get to a point where it's like you've hit your peak and then you just don't want to let it go, and like your peak is done. Like
that's true.
It's hard, especially when you get older. Older people like think about parents. They don't like to keep up with new stuff.
No, they don't.
They like to keep their old habits that worked for a long time, and I feel like that's fine.
Yes.
I'm older. I don't really want to learn a whole bunch of new stuff, but she'll at least be in a space where she's able to mentor that next person and really influence them since she has so much history in the position. I think it's better that she's stepping down now so that way she's, still valuable. She's still in the company. She can still really be there and help out.
Right.
Waiting till her death or waiting till she's so much older that like it's hard for her to pass things on or
exactly.
So I'm sure she's probably been mentoring somebody for years.
I cannot wait to see who's next.
Yeah. And
I'm like, who's next? Who's it going to be? Like, I am excited to see whoever takes over as the editor-in-chief of Vogue to really see what their vision is going to be like, what new things are going to bring to the brand. And I'm sure, like you said, she or they will have Anna Wintour as a mentor, like someone having guidance. And like I said, Anna will still be, until my understanding, will still be, he kind of being active in a role at Vogue as more of like a consultant with certain things, which is good. Like she has experience. It takes time to transition 37 years of work, but 37 years is a great run. Like you said, she came out on top. She's iconic.
That bob, girl,
the bob. It's so spectacular. Like that's, oh my God. I just cannot wait to see what happens next. I'm happy for her. Sad for me, selfishly speaking, because it's like, oh, Anna Wintour. But excited for the girls who are coming up next. But I love how the Met Gala was what a Met Gala to end on. Like, just stunning. Just absolutely stunning. So yes, what has been your current event for the week?
So my current event, something you need to know about me is I have a interest in space and NASA. Like I have a really big interest in it. I used to be really, really up to date on all the different missions they were working on and things like that. I haven't been super in tune as much as I was probably when I was in college and stuff like that, but it's just one of the things I think is so interesting, just the galaxy and just that there's so much out there that we don't know. And even with technology, what we see out there and what we gather from telescopes is so far away that by the time it gets to us, whatever has happened or whatever
right.
is completely gone and past whatever, we're not seeing things in real time. It's so
right
years away. So that whole I don't know, reality is just really intriguing to me. So anyways, NASA's James Webb Space Telescope, which they launched and everything in 2021, if you're familiar with that. Okay, so this is CBS. So CBS says, NASA's James Webb Space Telescope has captured evidence of a planet beyond the solar system in the first time since its launch in 2021.
Ooh.
So a planet beyond our solar system, has been dubbed TW7b and orbits the young nearby star TWA, NASA said. Scientists believe the exoplanet is around the mass of Saturn and is 50 times the distance of Earth from the sun.
Wow.
So it's very far away. Usually planets of this size outside our solar system are difficult to detect, but scientists use a technique called high contrast imaging to detect the exoplanet. And then it goes goes on to say that I don't think it's habitable. Chang says that there was a very small chance the images could show a background galaxy, but evidence strongly points to the source being a previously undiscovered planet.
Ooh.
So I don't think it's habitable, and they've, since 1992, since the first exoplanet was discovered by NASA, 6,000 exoplanets have been discovered, but none of them have been habitable, which is like,
Wow.
at least that we've found.
That's what at least they were telling us. Because he told us last year there was aliens. Like, I
Like, it's not habitable, like,
right.
can't live on it, or
Right. That's so cool. I just love, like, space is so cool. Like you said, you kind of just look up at the sky and you're like, what's all out there? What's all up in the sky, far, far away? That's so cool.
That's what I was thinking, like, looking at the stars last night. I was like, wow, like, look at all these stars. I wonder if they're in our galaxy or another.
Right.
Or if they're like a new star, like, yeah, because the James Webb telescope, it's like huge. I think it took like 22 days to unfold, like when they launched it, and that one orbits, it doesn't orbit the Earth. So the older one, I forgot, the Hubble telescope you probably heard of, that orbits the Earth.
Okay.
And the Webb telescope orbits the sun, so that's why I can pick up stuff way far out.
Wow.
The Hubble one, I think the Hubble they launched like back in the 90s or early 2000s, so it doesn't pick up what the Webb telescope picks up. Like the first image the Webb telescope picked up was like so vibrant.
Wow.
So you could see so many more stars and galaxies than you could with like a similar spot and image that the Hubble picked up. So it's been really cool to see like what this telescope since 2021 has picked up. And yeah, so that's exciting. If you're interested in that, definitely look at NASA's website. They're always doing cool things. You can always like read about their different missions and things like that. And I feel like it's more fun than what's really going on in the world right now.
Girl, okay. Like, look up to the sky. Forget the Earth. What's going on in the sky? Like, can y'all are y'all taking visitors? Are you accepting refugees from different galaxies? Like, is it giving Lulu and Stitch? But as always, I hope you enjoyed our Lilac report for the week. Make sure you call your best friend up and ask her what her Lilac report is. What is she loving? What's impacting her? What are y'all listening to? What are your adventures? And what's current event that you want to discuss about that's juicy?
Try to keep up to date with each other. All right, let's get into what's next. For this week's episode, for our topic this week, we're going to do some Reddit stories. We love a good, juicy Reddit story, and we love giving our opinions. So let's get started. What do you have for us, Lauren?
Okay. Am I the asshole for not wanting to tell my sister that her boyfriend is the father of my son? Hi, I'm not really sure how to start this. I'm in a really uncomfortable situation and would appreciate some outside perspective. Oh, we're gonna give it to you, sister girl. Back when I, 24 female, was in college, I had a serious relationship with someone I'll call Luke, 26 male. We dated for a little over a year and we were pretty serious. Near the end of our relationship, I got pregnant. It wasn't planned, but I decided I was going to keep the baby. Luke initially said he'd support me. We agreed to tell our families and figure things out from there. The next day, he disappeared. No calls, no texts. A couple days later, I got a package in the mail with some cash and a short note that just said something like, "for the abortion." That was it. I never heard from him again. I was angry, embarrassed, and honestly overwhelmed. I ended up moving back home and raising my son on my own. I didn't tell my family who the father was. I just said that the relationship didn't work out and that I didn't want to talk about it. They didn't push. Fast forward to now. My son is 2 and things are okay. I have support from my family, I'm working, and I found some stability. A few weeks ago, my sister, 28 female, told us she was bringing her new boyfriend of a couple months to her birthday dinner. She seemed really happy about it, so we were all looking forward to meeting him. It was that goddamn motherfucker Luke.
OMG.
Girl.
Your sister, hold on, you never told your sister what he looked like? You never told
mind you, they never met. We don't keep going. My thoughts exactly.
Okay.
We both immediately recognized each other, but neither of us said anything in front of anyone. I left the dinner early. I think I just felt stunned and unsure how to even process it. Later that night, he came by and asked if we could talk. He told me his parents found out about the pregnancy back then, and they pulled him out of school and cut him off from me completely. He said that they were the ones who sent the money and the note, and that he didn't know I'd gone through with the pregnancy. He thought I had an abortion and that was over. I don't know how much of that's true, but he did seem genuinely surprised and shaken. We talked for a while, and eventually he asked if I was going to tell my sister. I told him I wasn't planning to. I said I didn't want to create an unnecessary conflict, especially if the relationship was new and might not go anywhere. That was a few weeks ago. I haven't told my sister anything, and Luke hasn't reached out again. But I've been sitting with this, and I don't know what to do. I don't want to lie to my sister, but I also don't want to cause drama if this relationship fizzles out on its own. At the same time, if things don't fizzle, and he stays in her long-term life, it feels worse to stay quiet. I've been avoiding being around them, which I think she's noticed. I don't think she suspects anything, but I also know I can't avoid this forever.
Okay, so I have thoughts.
Okay, what are your thoughts?
Because one thing about me is I am a Teen Mom watcher. I've been watching Teen Mom for years, like since 16 pregnant. So I've seen a lot of like messy variations, safety, because a lot of them have had a lot of baby daddy sins, like K.O. Lowry and things like that. So I've seen a lot of situations. So I feel like I can like say something.
Right.
So I think that, like, for the sake of your child, you need to first talk to Luke and y'all need to get on the same page. Because if you bring it to your sister, yes, it does open a can of worms because your family now knows who your baby's father is, and now the cat's out of the bag. Because now, right now, it's just a secret. He's just like this fatherless boy and nobody knows who it is. But if this guy is in your circle and if he's saying, hey, I didn't know that you actually went through the pregnancy, you're around my sister, honey, what you about to do? Like, you're about to, number one, I'm about to put you on child support, and number two, I want to know if you want to be in my child's life, because if you do, then we need to talk about that, and then obviously I'm going to tell my sister. But I think the issue with like maybe just telling her sister is it'll open a can of worms, and then if he's not ready to, you know, be in the child's life, it could be a problem. Because I'm sorry, but then again, it's like you gotta tell sister either way, because this man cannot be around my sister and my family, and he's not gonna be there for my child. Like, I think she needs to really just approach him first about being in the child's life.
Yes.
First, since you're able to, like, you haven't seen this guy in a long, like, you need to have that conversation with him. Are you about to be in this child's life? And if not, I'm gonna put you on child support, because now you're aware. He at least needs to go on child support now.
Period. I'm with you. I think sometimes the universe, God, brings things in our lives. This is a beautiful blessing. This Luke that disappeared is now back again. You have a 2-year-old son. You have a boy. Every little boy needs his father. Every little girl needs their father. But
I mean, they're a good father, though, if they want to be a father.
Be a good father. But I think regardless, you should tell your sister, because for me, that's kind of weird. Like, what if they got pregnant and had a baby? That's weird. Like, I mean, let's say if it goes to another level. Let's say they get serious and they do have kids or whatever the case may be. Like, the family has a right to know. And sometimes you have to have uncomfortable conversations, and you know, probably we should have had those back then, but I get it. You're pregnant, your man disappeared on you, it's a very fragile time. But now that he's around, I'm with you, Jillian. Like, you can't just be around this family and not gonna sit here and support this kid, and now that you're aware that you have DNA tested for.
You said you wanted before, and your parents are the one that wanted the abortion.
Okay, if that's the story you're sticking to, that's fine. Okay, here's the opportunity to be in this child's life, and you need to take that, or not, baby. Call the courts up. Get you some money. Like you said, she said she was doing okay, but she's not doing she's getting by. I'm sure she's just getting by. She's working, trying to find some stability.
It don't even matter if I'm getting by. I could be doing well.
That's true. You're right.
Now that I found you, you paying something.
Girl, I feel you.
You don't want to be around. She's probably already accepted that, but you better pay something. You better do something. You're not about to just be like dilly-dallying around my sister, and you got a child to take care of. Oh no.
No, but even then, like, it's just, even with all of that, it's just kind of like, you have been avoiding this conversation for years. I get it. It's a lot to deal with, but now you can't keep running away from the conversation of who this little boy's father is. Because if this didn't happen now, your son's going to grow up and ask, where's my daddy? Do I have a daddy? Like, these questions, like, these kids ask those questions.
I feel like it was fine that she didn't say anything to her family. She didn't want to, especially if he wanted her to have an abortion. They had no communication, so she thought he was like gone or whatever. Like, obviously she would have had to have a conversation with her son, but I don't think she owed her family like an explanation with who the father was if she didn't want to, especially if he wasn't going to be there. But now that he's around, like you said, comfortable conversations need to be had, and she needs to stand on business, and she needs to get what she needs. Whether she talks to him first, I think she should talk to him first, because that's his father, and regardless, like this, if she tells the sister's probably going to say something to him.
Right.
And so you need to at least have a conversation with him and then have a conversation with your sister. Be like, I actually spoke to him. Like, then she can go through the whole spiel about how, like, I didn't even know I was going to see this guy again.
Right.
How do you feel about, I mean, also your sister is probably not going to date him now. That's weird.
Right.
I don't have a sister. I have a brother, so I don't know how that works as far as like sister. Like, I don't know if like that's fine or if that's weird if you guys like date the same person or whatever years later. But yeah, somebody's paying child support and it's going to be him.
Okay. Well,
But that's insane though.
it's really nuts. I don't even know. I mean, she has a lot of figure out to do. Be praying for her. There was
Yeah.
no update, so definitely need to find out there's an update down the
I
line how the
know.
competition goes. Oh my gosh.
That's definitely like, that's a hard situation, but I think like you said, God brings things into the universe for a reason. She just needs to like go ahead
Take
and
ownership,
take ownership.
take some accountability, and keep it pushing. Okay, so what's your story?
All right, so the story I have today is feeling betrayed after a birthday trip. Should I reach out to a best friend? You know, we love the friend stories.
Okay.
I, 29 female, met my best friend Jane, 28 female, back in high school in 2012. We instantly clicked and stayed close even after she moved to another state for college while I stayed in her home state. Despite the distance, we supported each other through everything: jobs, relationships, losses, and I truly valued our strong, supportive friendship. During the pandemic, I moved to another country for grad school and now work here. Jane still lives back home and got married a couple of years ago. Last fall, she came to my country for a 6-month work assignment. Though not in my city, I was really excited to reconnect in person and spend some quality time together. Jane insisted we take a trip to NYC to celebrate my birthday. I'm not huge on birthdays and usually keep it low-key with a simple dinner, but I agreed since she seemed excited and it would also be my first time there and I thought it could be fun. Our mutual friends Sam, 28 male, who lives in my city, and 28 male Ben from another city, joined us. Sam and I see each other often and we even share some friends in common where I live now. As we planned the trip, Jane didn't participate in the planning or join calls. She only asked that we include typical tourist spots, which Sam and I made sure to do. Jane complained about the food, the weather, and the itinerary. She wasn't shy about making her dissatisfaction known. The night before my birthday, we were supposed to go to a bar I had chosen, but Jane insisted we go to another one instead. I gave in thinking it wasn't a big deal. Ben met us there. Jen knows we used to have a thing and we had even hooked up once, but we both moved past it. Still that night, she seemed to dominate every conversation, interrupt or one-up me, and monopolize Ben's attention. It felt really hurtful. Not that I was hoping for anything to happen, but hey, we're still friends and I'm seeing him after a long time too. She didn't even wish me a happy birthday at midnight, which I wouldn't normally care about, but considering she wanted to celebrate my birthday, it stung. I ended up drinking more than I should have, got sick, and Sam kindly took care of me back to the hotel. Jane stayed behind with Ben. The next day, I was hungover and emotionally drained, headed out for the day for sightseeing, and Jane was cold, rude, dismissive, and constantly sided with Ben in every conversation. Again, she seemed to compete with me or dismiss everything I said. I felt invisible on a day that was supposed to be about celebrating me. Mostly quiet for the rest of the day, and Sam was the only one who checked in. He told me he noticed Jane's behavior too and didn't understand it. That night, Ben commented on how quiet I'd been and said, "By the way, happy birthday," and something in me just snapped. I held it together until I got back, but I cried. I felt so hurt and alone. These people I considered my closest friends didn't seem to care at all. It's been almost 2 months since the trip, and I've been avoiding Jane. She's texted and called, but I keep saying I've been busy. The truth is, I feel betrayed and heartbroken. The supportive friendship we had on calls doesn't seem to exist in real life. Now her birthday is tomorrow. I don't even know if I should call her text. Part of me doesn't want to throw away a decade-long friendship over one trip, but I also don't see her the same way anymore. What should I do?
Okay.
Yeah, what do you think?
Initial thoughts.
Yes.
Very on a very surface level. 10 years, you've known the girl since high school. People change, people evolve. You don't take everyone to the next season. And that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Mm-hmm.
However, now, what was the purpose of Jane planning this trip? It's like, okay, you have ulterior motives.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you're trying to get with this guy, or you have some type of animosity towards the girl, the birthday girl. Because why are you acting that way during her birthday? And then with the guy she used to mess with and make her feel like she's the big person. And then for all of that, let's plan the trip, and you don't really are not involved in planning of the trip.
When it was your idea?
What was your idea to go? Like, what was the purpose of all this? Like, what was your motive of all of this? Like, and then to get to the club at midnight, it was really the audacity for me. This is the birthday girl wants to go to the club, to this bar. It's her freaking birthday. She wants to bring in her birthday, how she wants to bring in her birthday. And she gave in to her friend because she has a nice heart. Wouldn't be me. But, people have nice hearts, and I I admire them. I pray for them. You know, those who are meek shall inherit the earth. That's what they say, the Beatitudes. So I get it. Like, you know, but and she didn't even for all of that. She wished you happy birthday, and she was rude to you, and she basically dropped you for Ben. Girl, I mean, honestly, like I would be. I understand it's a lot. That's a lot to process after 10 years of friendship. You're connecting. You're going to a new city. It's your birthday. You want to celebrate the people that you love and have a good time with. And she acted a doggone fool, and you don't want to speak to her, and you don't know how to speak to her. But you know what? I kind of my personal opinion with friendships or any relationships and times like that, sometimes you just gotta cut them off cold turkey, and some things are not owed explanation if you don't feel the need to have an explanation. If she doesn't understand why that you're acting that way, you're being distant, then she lacks some self-awareness, and that's not the birthday girl's responsibility to tell her about herself all the time. You know, if she doesn't want to, it's valid too. That could be a thing too.
Yeah, I guess it depends on like if she wants to like salvage the friendship, if she wants to talk about it. Because it kind of reminds me of what you said in the last episode during life lessons. It's like if you feel a weird energy, if you feel something going on, like don't be afraid to like walk away from something.
Yes.
And it kind of feels like that situation here. And I actually kind of had a similar situation to this. Like it was a birthday trip. We were out of the country, and I had an itinerary planned like 6 months in advance. And if you know me, I'm like
meticulously. It was stunning, beautiful.
I'm like my friends call me camp counselor Jill, troop leader Jill. Like I'm a natural leader. I had these two friends. They like literally were so excited for my trip, got on the trip, and completely like just acted it like completely different. They were so excited for the trip. That attitude did not translate during the trip, and it was really hurtful. I even cried about it because I was so hurt, because I was so confused where like this energy was coming from towards me, and it was so weird. And same things, like, you know, they didn't really want to do what the things were planned. They kind of did their own thing. They kind of didn't want to be a part of the group sometimes. But they ended up like dropping me when I got back, and I didn't really tell me why or anything. Said like, you know, peace. So that was really interesting. For me, I felt like, okay, so they never really were my friends, because I just didn't. If you can't have a conversation with me about something that maybe bothered you, then like we're not really friends.
Right.
I think, you know, part of it, maybe she should talk to her. But then again, in this situation, I feel like it's a little different because they haven't seen each other in person. And I feel like, I don't know, maybe Jane, there's some envy there. Like, maybe saw you being in, it sounds like she's not from the U.S. and she's living in the U.S. because she's saying she's going to New York. So maybe like, I don't know, maybe she saw you because you guys have had conversations on the phone. Maybe saw you, maybe you have a glow to you.
Yes.
She loves your freedom because she's married, and maybe she's not in a, you know, maybe she's settled or something like that, and she just kind of like envies your life. Or because like, especially with the Ben situation and her acting a certain way, I feel like I've had friends like that before in the past too, where it's like guys I've liked or just guys in general, and they try to like embarrass you in front of them.
Yes.
Or, you know, say certain things or like put you down in front of them, and you're just kind of like, what the heck?
Where's
like,
this energy coming from?
I'm like, yeah, why are you? And it's usually like, now I'm older and more mature, and I know that it's usually envy or some type of jealousy, or they just want to make you look bad, because nobody does that to their friend. Nobody wants to say bad things about their friend. Nobody wants to look at their friend, you know, the wrong way.
Exactly.
Wants to make their friend look bad, especially around somebody they like or have like, you know, had a little relations with. So
right.
That part is what makes me feel weird, and her not saying happy birthday. You're literally on a trip with me
for my birthday.
Hey, happy birthday. That's weird. Yeah, so it was a lot of weird energy. So I feel like that's why I kind of agree with you as far as like, maybe you guys have like geographical distance between you. Maybe you just have distance between you. And
it is what it is.
You don't need a fair weather friend at this stage in your life, probably.
No. And you know what I say? Your birthday, that's when the earth stops revolving around the sun, and it revolves around you for 24 hours. That's the day you came into this world. So, and translating, you should do whatever makes you feel great, whatever makes you feel good, and surround yourself with the people who are going to uplift you, celebrate your life, celebrate all that you've accomplished. Just enjoy this moment. Not everyone gets to make to the next year. And, you know, that's just a great big moment. Like, even as older I get, I've lost a best friend right before my wedding, one of my best friends from home, and gutted me. And it's like, now this year he was supposed to be turning 30, and it's like we're all turning 30. So it's like he's missing this big milestone. And so the friends you have in your life, like, you just hold on to them so strongly, and you chose to celebrate your birthday with Jane and Ben and Sam, and Jane acting the fool. F her for real. F her for real. I shall say F her for real. She's not a true friend. She's giving hater. It's giving envy. It's giving disgusting. It's giving jealous. And I'm sorry that happened to her. I'm sorry it happened to this birthday girl.
Yeah, I'm sorry it happened, because that does not feel.
It's not a fun feeling.
Have someone you think is your friend, and then they start moving, especially when you're a birthday. Like you said, your birthday, you're like, damn, girl, it's my birthday.
And you're in New York City. Like, you're in New York City. Like, yes, I haven't really been before either. Let's turn up in New York for my birthday.
Yeah, it's like they already put all this tourist things she wanted to do, considered her.
Yeah.
Fine, but it's like, girl, yeah. So hater. All right, what you got for us next?
Okay, let me pull up the next one. I think our last one. Okay. Am I the asshole for treating my coworker differently after she accused me of SA when I saved her life? Let's get into it. I'm a quiet guy and genuinely friendly. I treat all my coworkers as friends. About 2 months ago, during a work lunch, one of my coworkers started choking, so I did the Heimlich thing to help her. After she's in the clear, the others cheered. I asked if she was all right. She just nodded and headed to the bathroom without a word, so I didn't think anything much about it. Until 2 days later, I got called in to HR for, quote, inappropriate behavior. I was confused and asked for more details. That's when they told me that my coworker had filed a complaint stating that she felt my touches when I was helping her. She felt my touches when I was helping her. My touches when I was helping her was inappropriate. But my body was too close, and she, quote, felt my, quote, private touching her. I gave my statement, and they put me on ice. I was still working with potential to be removed while they investigated further. After a week, I was in the clear. I returned to working normally without fear, but I started distancing myself from that coworker. She tried to apologize, which I accepted, and she tried to explain that she has had to tell me that she has trauma, but I still take precautions, and I only treat her as just a colleague. I no longer talk to her unless needed to, always keeping distance, no longer inviting her out unless there are others there. She could feel my hesitancy towards her and how I no longer treat her as the same as others. She tried to say that I'm being ridiculous and petty, but I told her that I'm just looking out after myself. And so am I the asshole?
No. Girl, first of all, the Heimlich maneuver, girl, you were choking.
You're about to die.
You was about to die. In the Heimlich maneuver, you literally have to get behind somebody, go right under their belly button, and literally like push, and you do like this like motion,
right, to get her.
You have to go like in and like kind of pull up when you're putting your fist in their stomach, like
and
kind of like you roll your body.
And use your body as leverage.
So I don't know what to tell you. Like, yeah, you might have felt his privates, whatever. He's a man. Like maybe she's like touch starved or something like that, or maybe she's not used to feeling. I don't know. Like
she said she had some trauma, but girl, you were dying.
You were choking, and it's like, of course I'm gonna have distance from you. You try to get me fired. You try to get me in trouble for helping you. It's not like he randomly went up to her and started like humping her.
Right.
Stood up behind her really close and kind of like, got inappropriate. It's like you literally went in crisis. That's like so whack for her to like go back and say, like, I feel like that's just so whack.
That's so disrespectful.
That's so not cool. It's like he tried to help you, and I don't like to side with a man.
Me either. I'm like, me either. I felt bad. I mean, I'm reading this. I was reading this. I mean, I feel so bad for this guy. He was genuinely trying to help her. He treats all his coworkers as friends. Like, he really, cares about the people he works with. Like, he is all in. He sees you in distress, saves your little behind, and 2 days, and then you file for she probably filed for HR like that day after they got back from that lunch. Because 2 days later, you had an investigation. Like, HR had to investigate 2 days later, and you're out for a week. Like, you're messing with my money because I should have saved you when I was choking. You should let her look behind.
No, literally, what was it supposed to do? Like, okay, maybe his little pecker was poking a little bit, but sometimes it happens to guys that can't help it when they get a little boner.
Right. I mean, their sexual organs aren't living on the outside of their bodies.
It doesn't mean that he wants to, like, try to like take you in the bathroom and take advantage of you.
Right. Like, girl,
Yeah, I
you're
think
naturally gonna feel like you said, you're gonna feel your body's touching because he's trying to, as he does the Heimlich maneuver.
we can't
Girl,
sexualize everything, people. We can't sexualize touch
everything.
and like, friendship and being there for people, especially when you have like two different sexes or whatever. You
Yes.
have to be able to like be friends with guys and things like that when you find that you have good character. If you were already friends with him and you guys had been, it sounds like he was like friends with her. They had like, been in a social group with work together and things like that and been more chatty. So it was like he probably saw you as a friend and was comfortable enough to do that. Because like I don't, well, I mean, in that situation, anybody's going to try to help you if they can.
Right.
But it's like, if you know that's your friend too, it's like, I don't know, it's just weird. It's like, of course you're going to have distance because he's trying to keep his job. Like, that makes it sticky. Like, you literally put a whole, like,
You
yeah.
accused, you
I
accused,
don't like that.
no, she accused him of sexual assault.
That's a big accusation.
That's
Like,
huge.
and that's really bad for when women do that, or women and men do that when it's not a serious situation. That really makes it hard for serious situations because we already know there's already a stigma and there's already a problem with victims.
Right.
Like, it's already an issue we have. And so when you over exaggerate events and do things like this where, and we're going off of this story, whenever we don't know everything, but going off of what we know, that could be really damaging. And
It is.
it can be damaging to somebody's reputation, and also for like people who really are having real issues, you know what I mean, in the workplace. That could
Right. And in this economy, like, don't be messing with people's money like that. Like, why would you do that? Like, let's say he was founded of that accusation. He probably could never get a job anywhere else. And he has to register as a sex offender. You don't know what that looks like state to state, case by case. It probably would turn over to the courts. And then the side note, it said English is not his first language, his third language. He's not born here. So it's like, could you imagine him trying to go through, navigate all this stuff, and he just coming here, mind his business, working, trying to raise his family, and saving your little behind, and you talk about some sexual assault? And
yeah.
he's already a vulnerable person already. Like, that's so messed up. Like, girl, she going to hell. And
And
it,
the mess up his, if he was like probably an immigrant, that could mess up his
his
probably.
little visa, yes,
He also is very brave for stepping in. That's a very scary situation.
yes,
Somebody choking in front of you and be the person that has to relieve
and jump into action.
Yeah, so for them to like be brave enough to like jump into action and like be comfortable enough to help you, because a lot of times, have you ever raise your hand if you've seen what would you do with my guy?
Yeah, what will you do? Love that show.
It's like that shows, it can be
The
hard.
bystander effect is real.
Yeah, and I feel like people, and that's probably one of the reasons why people don't do it, because people take things the wrong way. And I was walking around town, right? One time I was going to CVS and I saw this lady across the street on the sidewalk, and she looked like she needed help. But something about me said, let me just, because I live in a city, so people just be lying around anyway.
Right.
Like, I don't know, like, it's not always safe for a young woman to like help somebody. So I was just like, I don't know. So I came back out, she was still yelling for help, but some people had started helping her, so I was like, okay, good. It was a white lady, a white guy, and a black guy. So the white lady and the black guy were helping her like get up and get oriented and stuff like that. They were like all helping her. And then she points to the black guy and was like, you hurt me. You're the one that hurt me. You hurt me, to the black guy. And the other people were like, no, like, we all just tried to help you. What are you talking about? She said, hurt me. He tried to hurt me. And that's why I mind my business, and that's why people mind their business. Because
Okay.
people like them, like her and the girl in the story, that be just making false accusations against people that could really cause them harm when they're really just trying to help you.
Right.
And bitch. So no.
No, it's giving Karen.
Yeah, so.
You should let the chick choke. That's lesson learned. Lesson learned.
But yeah, I hope you guys liked our Reddit conversation this week. We really like doing these stories. So if you have like a story or whatever, definitely like DM us, send it in to us, like on our Coco Conversations Instagram. We would love to hear your story. If you want advice from us, please send it in. We do this every single month. We have a Reddit and Weep episode, Ask Coco episode, whatever you want to call it. So definitely tune into these, and definitely let us know if you have any advice you want us to give.
Now let's get into our favorite part of the show, where we share our unpopular opinions, maybe popular opinions, our hot takes, our controversial takes. We like to call our take on it. So Jillian, what's your take on it this week?
So my take on it this week is stand on business with these men, okay?
Period.
I wanted to bring this up because, I've been watching Love Island and I love my girls, but I do feel like there comes a time when, yes, we may like a gentleman, we may, like what's going on, but we need to like bring something to his attention. We need to stand on business. If you're not being treated right or he's breadcrumbing you, that's a big one these days. Men like to breadcrumb you. They like to give you a little bit here, a little bit there. No. It's time to stand on business. Don't be so, I think this also like relates to like decentering men. Like it can be
Yes.
to stand on business when you're like, when you feel like, well, what if this ruins our relationship, or I don't want to be without him. But you have to have your own boundaries. You have to have your own set of morals and values and what you will take and what you won't take. And I learned this from my OG mother because she had to stand on business with my father. Okay. Hey mom, hey dad, love y'all both. But she did. She stood on business with my father, and she had to get out of there, and that's okay. But that's what I was raised with. So I was raised with a woman who stood on business, and so that's kind of like in me. It doesn't matter what's going on. You're not gonna, don't care if we stay together or not. That doesn't mean shit to me. What means shit to me is you respecting me, you respecting my boundaries. I don't take any disrespect. And so I need the girls to decenter the men, stand on business. It doesn't mean you are going to be single forever or that you're never going to, there are men out there. I believe it. There's good men out there, but you have to find somebody that you're compatible with, and you have to be able to, you have to make sure you're being respected. And I know it doesn't feel good to stand on business because you're like, but I love this guy, or I love this
Right.
and like you see the potential. Remember, my mom says look for the potential, not the potential.
Okay, that's what my mom. Never fall in love with potential. Girl, yes. You have to stand on business. I did. I'm married, and I doggone sure was very clear what my expectations were going into the relationship, especially as we got older, as we progressed, what I wanted, and was prepared to walk either way. You have to choose yourself either way.
Exactly.
Now, granted, we're married, everything worked out, but women, you have to stand up for yourself. Don't let these men walk all over you, or any partner. Don't let any partner you have dominate over you. No. Stand on what you believe in. Stand on yourself. You will be respected. You will be loved. And, I love yourself first. And it sucks, like, that gut wrenching, like, oh, you can love them, like you said. It can hurt so bad. It's going to hurt you. You're going to cry. You're going to cry so hard, baby. You're going to cry so hard. But you stood up for yourself.
Exactly. You're like, damn, he's about to make me
boo-hoo.
He said on business.
Like,
but damn, got a blast.
Got a blast. Yeah, stand on business. I love that.
Do what you gotta do. What do you got for us this week?
So, as you all know, I am an avid reader of romance, smut, urban fiction, all the things fiction. I love romance novels. I just love a happily ever after. I love Disney princesses growing up, and I just love that little take, once upon a time there was a girl. So as I've been reading romances more frequently in the past couple years, a lot of romance novels and stories have the same format. I don't care what kind of trope it is, enemies to lovers, friends to lovers, all these little micro tropes. A lot of them, 8 out of 10 books I read have an Act 3 breakup. And quite frankly, I believe it is a cheap way of writing a romance book. Now, sometimes with how the way story goes, it makes sense. Like, if that's part of the story and the novel goes and how, like, it just makes sense, they have to spend time apart or there's some type of conflict. But the conflict and the climax should not them being breaking up or having a fight. And, like, that's just so whack to me. Unless it's following something immediately after. Like, maybe we have disagreement and something else happens immediately after that has nothing to do with the breakup.
Does it like come out of nowhere where you're like, why did they break up? Like, this is like so random. It's like they're trying to make a twist at the end and like trying to make it like exciting, but you're like, I would have been rooting for this couple the whole
right. I don't need a breakup.
Involved with these characters. I don't need a breakup.
Exactly. I don't need a breakup. I think it was really refreshing reading Luca that just finished that did not have an Act 3 breakup. Now they disagree. They had a little argument, but it wasn't like I'm broken up and after all this time we spent together, I'm broken up and the girl trying to chase the other girl back, or, it comes back in an epilogue. And I'm like, oh, we end up living happily ever afters again. That's so cheap. Be more creative because everyone else is doing it. And that story, mind you, Luca, I remember that story. I just finished reading it, but it stood up for me for that very reason that it wasn't like that. I think Let Me Love You, Let Me Hold You, one of them books by Alexandria House, the one with Big South Everett's the book one of McLean Brothers. The McLean Brothers. I enjoyed that book because there was not an Act 3 breakup. I read that book 2 years ago, and I still remember that book. It was like there was no Act 3 breakup. The conflict was not them breaking up. The conflict was something happening to the female main character and the male main character stepping in and helping along the way. So it's like, you could do the damsel in distress situation. I mean, I prefer that. I would much rather you use that type of trope as a climax, and then you use an Act 3 breakup. Mm-hmm. And I'm not the one to be like, oh, this macho man comes saves the day. But I feel like if it's written well, it's really nice to read. It's kind of it's something different. It's refreshing. It can be really refreshing. Yeah, but the Act 3 breakup is cheap. Stop doing it. I don't want to hear it anymore. Stop doing it. If you are an author or an indie author or potential writer, as someone who's an avid reader who reads about around 100 books a year, stop doing the Act 3 breakup. We are sick of it. I am tired of it. The book talk girls are tired of it too. Stop it. It is cheap. Is a lazy way to write a story, unfortunately, and I think it needs to go away. So that's my hot take.
As someone who reads less than 100 books per year, I still agree.
Yeah. Okay.
Station today. I really enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed too. And don't forget to write us a review on Apple Podcasts, like us on YouTube, watch all of our content on TikTok and Instagram, and just engage with us. We're trying to build a community. We really enjoy having these conversations, sharing them with you all. So we hope you are too. And have a wonderful, wonderful week. Bye.